Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please smash a like and subscribe. And this is game week 4 of the National League. Can't believe it's going into game week 4, and of course it is bank holiday weekend, so National League is everywhere this weekend. Of course the National League is actually on Friday actually the first game of the National League is actually tomorrow, what will be Thursday, but the rest is Friday. Then of course there's Monday games as well. So yeah, it's everywhere this week. Of course my game week 5 prediction should be out Sunday at some point, but yeah, let's get straight into this video. Of course every game at 7:45. Don't know why, because normally it's at 3 o'clock over bank holiday weekend, and I can't make the Tamworth game this Friday. If it was 3 o'clock, I probably could have, but no, not at 7:45. So yeah, I won't be at the next couple of Tamworth games, unfortunately, but hopefully I'll be back soon. But yeah, let's get straight into this then. So we start off with tomorrow's game. Like I said, it's Bournemouth take on Boston United then. Yeah, Bournemouth, we know they're very good. We've seen last season, their first season back in the National League last season. I think they finished, was it 4th or 5th in the end? 5th or 6th, I think it was actually. But yeah, of course, we know Adel, yeah, I can't even say name, but their best player. We have found out about, I think it was late last night, that he asked Bournemouth if he could leave, so he might be leaving. Of course, he wasn't in the squad in the last game for Bournemouth. Of course, Bournemouth are coming off with a 3-0 away win against Forest Green. What not many people expected them to win quite comfortably, but they're a really good side. They've got quite a lot of good players. However, Boston, they're in the mix. Of course, they're coming off with a 1-0 win against Alty at home, but I just can't see Boston winning this. I think away at Bournemouth as well. They could get a point like Tamworth did first game, but I think Tamworth only got a point because it was the first game of the season, If it was like, it's still early, so Boston could go down and get a point. But if it was in like game week 10 or game week 11, I don't think, any of us will get a point here. But I do think Bournemouth are going to win quite comfortably at home. They're scoring quite a lot of goals. So yeah, I think Bournemouth are going to win this, and I think Bournemouth will win 3-1. I do think Boston will score because, yes, Bournemouth got a clean sheet away at Forest Green, but apparently Forest Green was awful. But if Boston actually keep it tight, I think they could score, because Bournemouth defence is still a bit shaky, but I know Bournemouth will score 3 or 4 here. They do score quite a lot of goals, so yeah. Next game then, we move into the Friday games. It's Barrow versus Yeovil, and this is interesting because I think Yeovil have been really good. Everyone is excited to see Yeovil this season anyway, with the takeover and with the players they've got, with the manager they've got as well. I think I'll bet Yeovil to finish 11th. What they'll take all day. But they could even finish higher than that with the start they have, but it's still early. Yeovil coming off with 3-0 home win against Gateshead. Apparently they could have scored more. They had quite a lot of chances to actually put more in, to be fair. Barrow, they're coming off with a 2-2 over Harrogate. Well, I think it's a good point for them, but they just ain't getting the wins, and I just can't see them winning here. I know it's at Barrow, and I get that, Barrow could, win here because it is at Barrow and they could be a first team to beat Yeovil, but I just can't see it. I'm just going to edge Yeovil, I think it could be a draw as well. It could go all 3 ways here. But I am going to go Barrow 1, Yeovil 2. I'm going to go 2-1 win to Yeovil. Next game is Southend, who are very good at the minute, take on Kidderminster. Kidderminster first season back in the National League. Don't know with Kiddy. I think, they're coming up with a 1-1 over Aldershot. What they won't take, because Aldershot went down to 9 men, was it, in the end? But, it is a point, I guess. Southend coming up with a 3-1 win against Solihull. They could have been 2-0 down in 10 minutes, to be fair. I think Southend, they can go 1-0 down, and they will come back with the squad, because they've just got quite a lot of good players. Same with Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth could go 1-0 down, and they'll probably still come back. I think them not only two teams who I could see going 1-0 down and coming back, because I just think they're both quality teams. But yeah, I think Southend will win here. I just think, they've got a lot in them. I can't see Kiddy scoring. Southend could score 3 or 4 here. Really could, but I'm going to go Southend 2, Kidderminster 0. 2-0 win to, I think Southend going to win 2-0 and get a clean sheet there. Next game is Aldershot Town take on Harrogate then. Aldershot, I've seen what their manager said, and I think Scotty Davis, great manager, he was at Slough, and I think it could get, I don't think Aldershot will get battered in games. I think they're a tight team, and Scotty Davis is a very good manager. He speaks well as well. Take on Harrogate, who does, their manager speaks well as well, coming up with a 2-2 against Barrow, still unbeaten in them first 3 games. Aldershot, both teams coming up with draws. I think this will be tight. I really do. And I'm going to go... I think Harrogate might just nick it late on. I'm just going to edge Harrogate. I'm going to go Aldershot 1, Harrogate 2. I'm going to go 2-1 win to Harrogate. Next game is Hartlepool taking on Eastleigh, and you probably expect Hartlepool to win this because they're at home, but Eastleigh coming off with a massive 3 points last time out, winning 3-2 against Scunthorpe. But yeah, you expect Hartlepool to win it quite comfortably. They're a very good side. They lost last time out against Sutton, so they'll want to bounce back, and I think they will, I think they might win it quite good for me. I think Hartlepool, I think they still probably need to sign a player or two in that defence. I just don't think their defence solid. Let me know in the comments, Hartlepool fans, if your defence is solid. But if you look at look at their fixtures, if you look at their fixtures, they, of course, in their first, 3 games, of course, they did get a clean sheet against Aldershot and Barrow, so they have only conceded 1, to be fair. But like Hartlepool, I don't know. I think their defence is just still a bit shaky for me. But that's what I think anyway. But for this game, I think, I'm going to go Hartlepool to win this, and I'm going to go Hartlepool 3, Eastleigh 1. I'm going to go 3-1 win to Hartlepool. Next game is AFC Fylde against Forest Green, and Forest Green struggle against these sides, these kind of teams. AFC Fylde, I know, they probably are going to stay up this season. I know I'll back them to go down, but I just think they have them 2 strikers, and they still have quite a lot of good players in that team. And Forest Green, yeah, they lost 3-0 last time out. They'll want to bounce back here. But away at Forest Green and Fylde, you don't really want to go to Fylde, do you? But Fylde coming off with a 3-2 defeat against Woking after going 2-1 up. I might just say Forest Green will nick this, and I think it's going to be a really late goal. I'm going to go AFC Fold 1, Forest Green 2. I'm going to go 2-1 win to Forest Green. I do think they will just nick it. Next game is Hornchurch versus Woking, and this is interesting, to be fair, because Hornchurch are going to be very good at home, like Tamworth was when we came up, first season. Yes, we finished, I think, top 10, well, just outside of the top 10, I'm pretty sure. But our home form got that going because we didn't even lose many games at home. And I think Hornchurch are going to be, I don't think they'll finish where we did, but I think they'll be quite a team at home. Of course, they are coming off with a 4-1 defeat away to Carlisle, taking on Woking, who coming off with a 3-2 win against Fylde. I think Woking will want to get another win in a row and get their season underway and winning. But I just think at Hornchurch, I think they could be true, but I'm going to back the home team to win this. I'm going to go Hornchurch 1, Woking 0. 1-0 win to Hornchurch. Next game is Gateshead versus Sutton United then. Sutton, they've been on fire. They've been very good. And what did I say to people? Yes, I know it's still early, but I said to people that Sutton will have a really good season. I actually think I'll put them 10th, to be fair, in that top 10. I think they're going to have quite a good season. They just beat Hartlepool 2-1. They're taking on Gateshead, who coming off with 3-0 defeat against GW4. I know Gateshead are going to be in danger this season, and you probably expect Sutton to win here. And I think Sutton is going to get a clean sheet. I think it'll be, yes, I know Gateshead are at home, so if Gateshead do stay off, I think their home form is probably going to keep them up. But I'm going to go Gateshead 0, Sutton 2. I'm going to go 2-0 win to Sutton. Next game is Wellstone versus Carlisle. Like I said the other day, it's a very tough place to go to Wellstone, and Harrogate made it. Harrogate of Wellstone made Harrogate really tight as well. When Harrogate, I think they scored 2 late goals, lack of minutes. Wellstone coming up with 1-0 defeat against Worthing though. Carlisle coming up with a 4-1 win against Hornchurch. I think you have to back Carlisle. I think it's going to be similar to the Harrogate game, to be fair. And I think Carlisle will score 2 late goals. So I'm going to go Wellstone 1, Carlisle 3. I'm going to go 3-1 win to Carlisle. Next game is Scunthorpe versus Solihull Moors then. I think this is a 6-pointer because both teams haven't won a game yet. I don't even think Solihull got a point, to be fair. Taking on Scunthorpe after Southend is very tough, but you'll want to play Scunthorpe right now. But then Solihull, do I really want to play anyone? Solihull coming up with a 3-1 defeat against Southend. Scunny coming up with a 3-2 defeat against Eastleigh. I can see this being a draw. I'm gonna go Scunthorpe 1, Solihull 1. I'm gonna go a 1-1 draw. If there's one winner, Scunny might nick it, but I can't see that Scunny really battering these. So yeah, I'm gonna go 1-1. Next game is Tamworth against Worthing. I don't know with us. We need to defend better. Andy Peach needs to look at Dory and make loads of changes for this game. I think bench Chukun. I think Chukun is a very good player, but he ain't been, what he was before. We're coming off with 4-1 defeat against Halifax. If we could have defended better, we probably would have got something. Poor defensively. And Worthing coming off with a 1-0 win against Wellstone. I think Worthing will be looking and saying, they can win here. And, wouldn't surprise me if Worthing win this, but I can see it being a really close game. It's either going to be draw or 2-1 either way. I can't see there being one goal, but you never know. I'm going to go Tamworth 1, Worthing 1. I'm going to give us a point. We need something. If, will I take a point? No, because we need to win these kinds of games. No disrespect to Worthing. I think they're very solid sides. But I think, when you want to win a team who came up, we lost against Forest the other day. So, yeah, I'm going 1-1 there. And the last game is Ultium against Halifax. It's actually a local derby, local rivalry, or whatever you want to say. Of course, last season I remember when everyone expected Rochdale to win against Alty, and Alty went and won 3-0 at home against Rochdale when Rochdale was on form. So it could actually happen to Halifax as well. But I fancy Halifax to just batter these. I think Alty, they could be in trouble this season. I think I'll back them to finish 19th, 18th. I'm going to go Ultium 0, Halifax 3. I'm going to go 3-0 win to Halifax. I think coming up with that performance against Tamworth, they'll want to, of course, get another win as well. And yeah. So there you go, guys. That's my National League predictions game week 4 of the week. It's already game week 4. Subscribe if you haven't, and like. I'm 4 subs away from 40 subscribers. So it'll mean a lot if you can get me to that by the 1st of September, what will be next Tuesday. I won't be at a Tamworth game on Friday, but of course there'll be a match preview in the morning sometime, and there'll be a match reaction after the game, because I'll probably listen to it listen to it probably, and yeah. But subscribe, like, and I'll see you next one. Peace out.